Is this making sense to the rest of you guys?
Yeah.
It
Absolutely.
does.
Okay, I'm gonna just open up Fall Creek real quick. Let me pull Mark Systems over here. Give me a couple seconds here. Because I think
Yeah,
it's
and I explained
valuable.
to her on
Go ahead, Brady.
sorry. I explained to her on the phone yesterday too that I don't think that I have personally ever honed in on lot costs when selling to somebody.
That
Like
shouldn't even be a conversation. You should never get into that
exactly.
conversation, ever.
Exactly. And I was telling her maybe she was focusing too much on that because and really I think she's just, because she told them wrong, maybe she feels like they're gonna rebuttal it too much. And I told her just to go in there and be like, hey, I made a mistake. This is how it is. And not to focus on the lot cost too much because at the end of the day, we don't have control over that and they're still getting a very good value for the home. I also had her do because their target price for a home's 310. This home is like 356. And I asked her if she did the comparison with rates, and she had only done them on the amethyst with rate with the incentive and without. And I said, do them one at 310 with their payment, and then do one at the 355 with the incentive, and show them how they correlate and how close they are because they're going to be close. So
Exactly.
she, I believe, has that prepared for them.
I'm just trying
Um,
to help her get it all in her brain, and I'm also trying to explain it for all of you guys so you understand how that pricing works.
yeah.
'Cause I think it's good for you to understand the mechanics of what's going on in the background. But I would never, ever, 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 ever discuss with the client what the lot price is in the neighborhood.
Yep.
And the only way I would explain it to them is this way. Let me ask you guys a question. Does location matter?
Oh, sure.
And they're going to be like, "Oh, well, of course, location, location, location are the three most important things to every real estate buyer. Location and location and location, right? And so I'll give you an example. Both of these areas are in California, but if I'm pricing building this home for you in Beverly Hills, will it be different than if I price it for you in Compton?
Yes.
If I price it for you in Beverly Hills and I also price one for you in Detroit, Michigan, will it be a different price? Why?
Yep.
Because one location is more expensive than another location. And that's the difference between building the amethyst here and here. The land just has a different cost.
And we also have a different infrastructure at Rogersville than we do at Marshfield. We have gas ran at Rogersville, so there's going to be more on the back end that makes it cost more.
But
Um,
I mean,
so yeah,
even that though, isn't that like because that's what I was gonna say. Like they have to accept the fact that like a house in California, it's gonna cost more than a house here in Missouri, right? So location matters. And then it's just like location does matter. And then you find in the one of a kind home site and just pushing on it seems like it's getting way too in the technical and not
Yes,
really
we're getting
sticking with
into
the
the
emotional.
weeds. Yeah, it's getting way
Right.
into the weeds. And so that's why I'm saying I'm trying to explain to you guys what's going on in the back end. I want you to
Right.
understand it. But if I'm talking to the customer, then I just explain to them, well, the biggest difference is if we're in, Compton or we're in Beverly Hills, you're going to have two different prices of the land, and that's where the cost difference is. And sometimes there's other cost differences like and that's great, Brady saying, we had to run gas and we ran gas to all the homes in this neighborhood. We didn't run it in the other neighborhood because it wasn't available. So that's one of the cost differences. And then it's like, okay. And that's not a hard thing for people to understand. So I think you don't want to get too into the weeds. Then the reason that we make every home site a different price is because I'm trying to create a difference so that you have an opinion when you have, going back to our map here, let's just, well, Fall Creek, I think, is probably one of the best examples of this. So let's just go to Fall Creek real quick. Um,
wouldn't I mean appraisal values would have something to do with that too. I mean, Fall Creek's in an established neighborhood with houses around it that appraise higher. The land
I'm
appraises higher.
I'm probably not going to get into that. Again, I think that's a little bit in the weeds. I probably
Yeah,
won't get into that, but
my
it's
mind's
like
just running.
if 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, they're all the same size and they're all facing in the same direction and there's really nothing different between them. But if I put a premium of, minus 500 on this one, 0 on this one, plus 250 on this one, plus 500 on this one. This one has a $500 credit. This one has a $500 extra cost. That's a $1,000 swing between them. And the customer's going, well, why is this one less? And I would say, because it costs less.
Yep.
And they'd be like, but why? Because it costs less. Oh, okay. Well, is there something wrong with it? No, it just costs less. Okay. Yeah. So if you'd like to save $1,000 to use that towards the options in your home from picking this one versus this one, I highly recommend that. I'm trying to make you have an opinion between 4 home sites that look absolutely identical. I'm literally intentionally making you go, well, I want the cheapest one. Well,
Yep.
I would too. Yeah, great. Why don't you buy that one? That's the whole purpose of a home site premium, is to make you have that conversation in your head about it. So what I would do, though, to always do this with a client, this is not complicated, right? So right now, the customer is going, let's switch to the Amethyst B real quick. Okay, I'm switching to the Amethyst B. Let's say they want an elevation A, right? Or, I don't know what these people want. Let's go elevation C for fun. Okay, now I'm in an elevation C. What's my base price? It's right here. 351,500, right? Who am I pricing this out under? Aaron Test. I put in this customer. Put in Aaron Test, right? So now it's like, yeah, but I mean, I didn't know it was a price difference between this neighborhood and that neighborhood, or this home site and that home site. Well, I can go in the home sites, and I can click on to select my home site, right? And let's do that real quick. And I'm going to pull over this list, and I can see all the home sites. If it's me, you guys, I would take this out right now, and I would print this, and I would take all of these home site premiums, and I would write the home site premiums on every single one of these, and I would make that my master copy that I carry with me. This would be on my clipboard, so when I'm talking to customers, I've always got it there. 100% of the time. I would go through and I would go, home site number, let's go back to the top, 16. I would write 500 right here on it. I would go to the next one. I would write minus 500 on it. I would go to the next one. I would write 500 plus 500. I would go to the next one, and it's not showing. She must have reserved that one. I would go to the next one, number 20, and I would put plus 2,000. Actually, what I normally did is plus 2K, just so I abbreviate it. And then plus 2.5K, and then plus 3K, 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 3K. I would actually change all these to make them a little bit different from each other. And then I would just go through and do that, and I would label everything in the entire neighborhood. And then I've got a quick reference guide. I don't need to get into Mark Systems to tell them what the difference is. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Super. This
Sure
is
does.
a quick reference guide. Boom, here you go. Here's the number. Okay. Now I'm going to take this and go, okay, that's great, but I don't know what the difference between the prices of, being in Fall Creek is versus Pleasant Hill. Well, that's really easy. I put in an Amethyst B, elevation C. I did not select a home site. I see it's 351,500. Okay, cool. I close this. It's closing. Okay, great. Going back here. Click on this again. 351,500. 351,500. It was 351,500. Come back here. I'm going to switch from Fall Creek to Pleasant Hill. I'm going to hit OK. It's loading. Give me a second. It keeps opening it on my other screen, so let me pull it over for you. I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna search. I don't know if I have an Aaron test in this neighborhood. I don't. So I'm gonna hit cancel. I'm gonna go new. Yes, I want to add a case record. If I were you guys, I would have your test person in every neighborhood. I used to always name mine Tom Brady, and everybody knew they were mine because he is the greatest quarterback of all time, and he is a Michigan quarterback. If you guys didn't know that, I just want to point that out real quick. I know you guys wanted to hear that. Everybody loves Tom Brady. All right, I'm going to go to the Amethyst B. I'm going to go to Elevation C. Elevation C. It was 351, 500 in that other neighborhood. How much is Aaron Test's home in this neighborhood? It's 333, 900.
A little cheaper.